just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey everybody, welcome to Late Late Horror Show!
Nanu.
Yeah, another one. We got another one. Another what?
Another show?
Another show. Yeah, there
Another
we go.
crummy movie?
Oh, it's so funny, you guys. I was this close to doing another movie
that nobody cares about.
Then, which we'll get to, The Vampire Journals, 1997, a full moon feature, Ted Nicolau and Charles Band produced. In a
all
second,
you need to say to hook me in.
Oh hell yeah, and got a lot to say.
We got him.
Got a lot to say about that. But before we were going to, I got to stop trying to find these gems lately.
I got to stop letting him pick movies. Period.
I was going to go with The Lift, 1983. It's a movie out of Denmark. It was dubbed.
Tell you enough
It was
right
dubbed
there.
and everything. But I'm like a killer elevator. Sounds
How
different.
could that be bad?
Sounds different, you know.
We've had killer robots, killer clouds,
Let me give it a chance.
killer stuff.
But 10 minutes in, I said, Ted, I texted him, I said, Ted, stop what you're doing because you're about to ruin the image and the stuff. No, because this is going to be terrible.
He saved me because I was literally
saved
getting
him.
ready to go to bed. I usually
right
just,
in time.
It was on YouTube. I was going to watch it on my phone and doze off. And,
Yeah.
you know,
But see, I like doing
That's
movies.
just about.
I like doing movies I've never seen before, good or bad.
we've done a lot of movies.
You know,
Ones that you would think we have seen back in the day. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like Street Trash or Brain Damage. But truth be told, a lot of those we kind of missed.
yeah.
Saw a lot, but some of them
And
we missed.
because we hit so many gems like Street Trash, Terror Vision,
That's right.
all of those kind of movies. I'm looking for more, and I think every time I watch an old movie now that I haven't seen before, that oh my god, this is going to be another great gem.
Yeah.
And there's been some duds, man, lately. And
What did I text you? I go, we've done the cream. All we got left is the curd.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's not. I'm still going to look for them, but
We'll always take a recommendation.
yeah. If you
We'll
yeah.
at least watch a trailer, and if it looks good. I mean, sometimes, he'll like it and I don't,
Yeah.
or vice versa. Most of the time you like it and I don't. Like Neon Demons
Oh,
or something
this
like
this
that.
movie,
or-
The Lift, was not cheesy. It just was. I don't know, man. I can't even explain what I went through when I watched the very beginning. But anyways, that
'Cause
was.
I got no problem chewing him out. Boy, dang you.
That was it. And another
Son
quick.
of a bitch.
I know, yeah. What did you do to me, man? This is terrible.
There's an hour and a half I'm not getting back.
But hey, just throwing this out to you guys too. I did just relaunch the Patreon again. So if you want to support the channel,
Yeah.
that would be great. Again, I wanted to do this beforehand.
This guy's busting his ass putting this show
when I had
together.
it before, I wanted to make a whole community there.
I just show up.
Where I can hang out with you guys there too. But again, we'll see how that goes, how many people come in and
I'm big
join
enough
and
to
all
be
that.
my own community.
But, amen. Yeah.
Pleasingly plump.
But anyways, yeah, relaunch of the Patreon, it's down there, and that would be cool.
Wait, you mean it went
And,
away?
yeah, I took it down, and then I said,
We should never take that down.
I know I shouldn't have, but anyways, whatever.
There's one born every minute.
There is. So, the movie, after I called him, or messaged him and said, no lift. Let's do the one movie I haven't seen out of it's not the subspecies
It's in
quadrilogy
the
or
pantheon,
anything,
but it's
but
not.
it is. It's funny how this movie, you told me about it.
It shares the
Yeah,
environment.
Radu was mentioned once, and that's kind of the
Right.
only connection you
And
have.
Ash appears in
Well-
Subspecies 4.
Right. There's a couple little things. It's in the same.
Right. So basically,
Universe,
Vampire
if you say,
Journals
but-
takes place after Subspecies 4, but Vampire Journals was made a year before Subspecies 4.
Right.
But it actually takes place after.
Yeah. But I could sum this a real quick sum up quickly. This movie was like Anne Rice all the way. This was.
But as I say, it's the best Anne Rice movie you've ever seen that Anne Rice didn't write.
Amen. And let me tell you something, man. Vampire Journals. This was my first time watching it. I've seen the Subspecies films, and I love them. But this is an entity of itself. I mean, this is quintessential vampire goth.
For all you goth and emo people out there, this is your movie.
This is
There's nothing in it you won't like.
It's perfect, man. This was your gothic romance.
Takes place
Vampires,
in Bucharest, of all places.
Yeah, I mean, you have that
the
kind of
long hair, the trench coats, the
everything.
snow.
Howlers, it's very quiet, but yet the story behind it is just
Romantic in a way.
Yeah, there and
When you think Anne Rice, actually, I think this film portrays her motifs better than the movies based on her books.
Ted, I was telling myself as I was watching this, I'm like, Interview with the Vampire was okay, but Tom Cruise, I never was a big fan of him in that role.
Neither was she until later on.
Brad Pitt in the role of Louis, even
He was all right. But it was before he got big.
Ted, they were all okay. Even the movie was good. But when you read all the books in the Vampire Chronicles and you watch that movie, you go, because it just, you put, a different image of what you expect out of the characters, because Lestat's character is so fantastic. I mean, every character in the Anne Rice novels were fantastic in the Vampire Chronicles. But I'm like, man, if Ted Nicolau could have got his hands somehow...
Gave him some money.
...in the Anne Rice universe there, man, what they could have done. I mean, the feel and the spirit of this movie, Vampire Journals, which I loved way more than I thought. I mean, you were kind of like, kind of made me think twice before watching it, because you're like, it's not this like subspecies.
Well, because if you were expecting like subspecies,
right,
it's very different.
Yeah, but I love this movie.
So I just didn't want to set you
so
up
much.
where you didn't like it. I mean, I like it.
Oh yeah.
And it just takes place in the same universe as Subspecies. It doesn't.
Right.
You don't need to see one to inform the other.
Exactly.
It's just, if you like that Ash character, after you watch all the 4 Subspecies movies, well, you get a lot more of them in Vampire Journals, and probably a better portrayal of him. He doesn't seem like much of anything in Subspecies 4, but he's a little bit more badass in this one.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's
just the locations.
The main
they shot on location in
Yeah.
Eastern Europe like that, and it just makes a difference.
Oh,
it's it's just so, those films, all the Subspecies ones, they're just so much more authentic.
Oh yeah,
especially the first Subspecies films, and this, to an extent, because of where they're filmed and where they take place.
And keeping
the kind of people that are in it. They're the real people that live there, and
it does lend a feel to the film.
Those just have a feel that other vampire films don't have. And knock Full Moon all you want. There was a time when their shit was that's all I was renting. I was just looking for the little Full Moon label on a tape, and that's all I needed to rent it. Albeit, it was usually...
I mean, this was 1997, but it did have like kind of a late 80s kind of feel to it. I mean, am I wrong?
I don't think I ever rented this. When I bought, when it was kind of expensive, the Subspecies box set, it had all 4, and it had Vampire Journals in it, and I hadn't seen it till I watched it on DVD. I never rented the tape when it came out.
Okay, yeah, no, it's...
that one I missed for some reason.
Fantastic
Probably
film.
because I thought it was a ripoff of Anne Rice, and I didn't realize, and I wasn't really a big fan of Subspecies 4. I love the first 3. 4th one,
this made
the
me
3rd
like,
one could just end it right there and be good.
No,
but they had to bring that 4th one back, and all the characters you like are gone, and so.
I still enjoyed part 4 too, man. I mean,
for what it is.
But
part 5, I thought this Deadly 10 was supposed to be done already, but
it seems that right now they're filming, evidently back to back to back, which means one film, and then the next film will start filming.
I mean,
this is what I didn't understand.
I'm dying to
when
see
that
it.
Full Moon did Deadly 10. They're going to make 10 or film 10 films over the span of evidently now. I thought they were going to shoot consecutively there,
Yeah, because that's pretty ambitious for them to churn out 10, I think, in a
but
year.
I think they made a big deal about it, and it's not really a big deal. They're going to film a movie, then film another movie, and then another one.
But I think they want all of them to drop at one time or something.
Well, that's
like
not going to happen, because I know on the website...
It was supposed to have been Valentine's Day.
I know the website already states that... is it the Blade that's going to drop first?
Oh, is it? Okay.
But one of the films are going to drop first, And then
And they're going to make you wait for some of those other ones you really
yeah,
want.
yeah.
You know, Subspecies or Bride of Head of the Family. Those are going to be at the ass end.
I tell you what, though, man, going on the website, though, thedeadly10.com, and checking out the movies, they have videos of, like, the production of the films.
Yeah, you can watch the whole production.
Very cool. You
if
know,
you're into that kind of thing, you can, you know, see the whole behind-the-scenes thing of what they do.
as it's shooting. So that kind of is kind of a cool thing. So
And that's what they kind of hyped up from the beginning. You can watch it from
Yeah.
beginning to end.
So I think that's more of a big deal than, you know, I thought these were all going to drop, and I'm like going, oh man, all these movies are going to be there at the same time.
We were thinking
No.
Valentine's Day, we're going to start reviewing, and
Yeah, no, can't.
I haven't seen a single
But
one of
anyways,
them
I
yet.
mean, yeah, I mean, the next one for the Subspecies series is the Radu. Radu,
the
and I
backstory,
can't-
which
yeah.
I've
That's
heard
gonna be
that
awesome.
script has been floating around for a while,
Long time,
and
yeah.
they've wanted to do it. And I think they're going to be, you know, some of it's going to be shot back in Eastern Europe. If they do what they
Yeah.
did for the others, I'll be a happy
Oh, yeah.
customer. And
I don't think they'll ruin it because I mean
It's all the same people,
Yeah.
you know, actors, the director. I mean,
Yeah.
they love these characters, so I'm looking forward to that, and just that whole world,
Yeah.
including Vampire Journals.
Oh, yeah.
I dig it.
And Vampire Journals has you know, your main characters are Ash, who's the main vampire. Well, yeah, basically
He's like the main vampire of
in
Bucharest. He kind of
Yeah.
that's his territory.
his territory. Yeah, followed by Zachary, who's another vampire.
Reminiscent of Louis from
I was going to say, yeah.
Interview with the
And you
Vampire.
know who Ash reminds me of? The main vampire in here reminds me a little bit of the character Marius.
Mhm.
You know,
Does-
who's the to me from the stories.
Wasn't he the oldest one, or
He was the oldest one,
Mm-hmm.
the most powerful, kind of, other
Right.
than, you know, the queen.
Mm-hmm.
And but you know, he kind of reminds me of his character for some reason. And then you know, Zachary is more like the Louis character. There's no Lestat character in here because you can't make Lestat unless you make the film.
and Zachary is
Lestat, but-
like Louis. He's a vampire with a conscience.
Yes.
He doesn't live off. He'll still live off human blood, but he can't.
won't kill.
He won't kill, and he can't look them in the face. He has to always attack them from behind.
Yeah, or their arm, or like
Right.
you know, put off. to the
He
side.
can't bear to be seen
Yeah.
doing what he does. And we get a little bit of his backstory. He was a poet. Show him drinking some absinthe.
Yeah.
And he was in love with a girl. I forgot her name. Rebecca, maybe. something like that.
Rebecca.
And she was turned by
Who the? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
was it Serena? Another
Yeah, no,
female
you-
vampire named
You're
Serena.
getting them right. Yeah, Serena.
And because I saw it, but I'm trying to remember even back from when I've seen it before.
Short black hair.
Yeah.
Butch kind of.
So he ends up,
Yeah.
you know, killing Rebecca, killing Serena, and and she sired him, right?
You mean Serena?
Sire.
Zachary.
Right. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what
She was his. Yeah.
right, and so what he's after is to kill all the vampires of her bloodline, just to wipe them out, and any others that he, I guess, comes across. In
Yeah.
between.
That was his.
And there's a little
you know,
Buffy the Vampire
thing.
Slayer kind of thing. He's got the sword of Laertes, which is a sword that belonged to a famous vampire slayer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Captain Kronos.
Carries that around
Buffy.
with him. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? But did you see the handle on that sword? The handle's,
Oh yeah. Big.
I mean, it's
But
like,
that
it's like
belongs
a black
to-
guy's cock. I mean, it's just.
Oh God.
I mean, you can't. How do you get your hands around it?
I don't. It's a,
You tell me.
it's a big sword, man. I don't know. They were
because
able
you
to.
know.
Yeah. But it's
It's like two of these.
but the sword belongs to Ash originally. He goes when he sees the sword, he goes, "That belongs to me."
Yeah.
And I like how he tries to swap. Like, I'll give you the sword if you give me Sophia, and he's like,
Yeah.
"No, I'll take Sophia and the sword." But there's another character, Sophia. Let's introduce Sophia too. And so you got Ash, the main vampire, Zachary,
I got a
and
funny
Sophia.
story about that. Sophia,
Yeah.
all right? She's got,
She's a very pretty girl. I think all
But
of the
I swear to
girls in
God,
these movies have been very.
I was watching an episode of Seinfeld
Yeah.
when I was eating dinner tonight. It was the Mulva Dolores episode. And I swear to God, I thought that was her.
Dolores!
I thought that was her. I had to
Okay,
look it
yeah.
up because they look a lot alike.
Yeah, she
it wasn't her.
does.
It wasn't her. But for a second, I was like, "Oh, what a great story!"
That's
You know,
Mulva.
if that had been her.
That would have been cool.
But it wasn't her. She'd been in a ton of stuff,
Yeah.
but not that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, that's interesting. You know what's another
The
thing?
Junior Mints episode, if you don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Where Jerry couldn't find
Couldn't remember her name.
Couldn't remember the girl's name, but still went out with her.
It rhymed with a female body part.
Yeah, her name rhymes with a female body part, and he's like Mulva, Dolores.
That's at the end. He realizes what it is. Dolores.
He screams out the window. But yeah.
For a second, I thought it was her. Really, she had like
That's
the
so
same kind
funny.
of teeth, and
Oh my God.
but she's a concert pianist that Ash becomes. And Ash is very much known for being, he's an artsy fartsy vampire. He likes the arts, he likes music, loves beautiful women, and he's become very smitten with Sophia.
And he's taken over this kind of what is her house like
It's like a private club.
Like a private club. It's got a bar, a dance club kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I can't remember what it's called.
Son of a bitch. The name of the. Anyways, it's
like a
kind of like a dance club bar, but
say
more of a home.
I would say it's a mix. It's a gentleman's club. It's a gambling, entertainment, music, brothel.
Yeah, it's got all of those things in there.
There's probably a cocaine den in there.
Yeah. All run by a woman who is not a vampire.
Right, she works for them, and there are vampires there, and there are even some people who come there as willing consorts, willing
victims.
That was even something that was in Buffy. I think before this movie, where there were people that would just let vampires suck on them.
That's always been a thing too.
You did that.
Submissive. Yeah, no.
You let that one dude suck on you a little bit.
Well, it's got to be dude.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
One lady picked me up one time. I had no idea she was a vampire, but remember, kept me in that closet for what, a month and a half?
Then you came out of the closet.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh man, Ted.
Everything's just kind of going that direction for you today.
You were something else. But yeah, I mean that was kind of a tragic story, and I ended up in a hospital for anemia.
Yeah.
And
remember, you got that Puerto Rican guy's blood, and you were hankering for habaneros for a month.
I ate tamales for a whole week straight for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It's kind of fun.
Tamales.
When I was working at one of the hospitals there was a guy that had to get a transfusion. As I'm walking out of the room, I remember he yelled out, "Make sure it's not Puerto Rican blood."
Oh my God.
Like I have any control. It doesn't say on the unit when it comes up.
What? Yeah.
So I'm getting the blood all hooked up, getting ready, and as we're walking out of the room, because 2 nurses have to check in, and I was just like, if you start getting a taste for rice and beans,
oh no,
You start getting
yo, that's so bad. Blood is blood. But anyways,
that's old people. It's just,
I know. Yeah.
That's just. Like that. Wasn't it an All in the Family?
Oh yeah.
Where Archie got
Archie Bunker. He went to go donate blood. All in the Family. Archie Bunker.
No, he got blood. There was one where he got a transfusion.
Oh yeah, he did. But he was the episode where he was at the blood bank and he was given blood, and Lionel, who was the black neighbor, came in and
going to be an electrical engineer.
he told Archie that he only sweeps up here at the blood bank because Archie's like, he isn't giving his blood. They got special blood banks for different races, I guess.
You can't mix them up.
If you haven't watched All in the Family,
you don't get it.
It's such a bygone era, and
But that was the point of the show, to point out
the
hypocrisies and of the older generation.
Yes,
and to
very interesting
to get people talking about it.
I mean, one of my favorite shows of all time. But I mean, there's
that was the point of it.
None of that.
It probably comes off as sounding like a very racist show.
Oh yeah.
But what it did was it stimulated conversation.
It brought out the issues and actually helped
before they became issues. Really.
Yes. And I think tried to somewhat help.
Right.
Because
he always kind of came around at the end.
Yeah.
And realized, maybe, I was kind of wrong.
Well, and the whole show itself revolves around Archie, who is this dumb-witted white guy who doesn't mean any harm, by what he does.
A very typical stereotype
Yeah.
of a white guy back in the day.
He's got a heart, but everything that he says and kind of comes out the wrong way because of that generation of people who came up.
When it comes down to brass tacks, he really isn't.
Right.
That way, but.
Some of my closest friends are. But anyways, but getting back to Vampire, another thing about Ash, the main vampire in there, I was looking at his IMDb and stuff like that. It's like soon after this, like 2003, it's like, a few years after this movie, which he didn't do too much after.
Well, he can't do
He
any
was
movies
done.
after this. He burnt up at the end. You saw it right there in the movie.
But I'm wondering if something happened to him or something. I should have read up a little bit more on the IMDb on the guy.
Someone out there will do it for us.
But
just say what he did, and someone will come out there
because he wasn't
you.
that old in here.
No.
Well,
sucking all that blood, you might have got the AIDS.
But the actual
do vampires get that stuff?
Ted,
that's an interesting story.
Now I wish.
What if the vampires would spread the disease? Any disease?
No, because their system destroys any enemy germs or virus.
Oh, really? What books on vampire anatomy are you reading?
I'm not going to get into it, but come on, Ted.
All right.
You know
common
the
sense.
backstory. But yeah, he. I wish I knew the name of the place now that they were at. The hacienda. Let's call it the hacienda.
I don't know. It was some,
the Serrano.
Le Fantastique or,
whatever.
I can't remember the name of the joint, but it's a joint where basically you can do whatever you want to do. It's a private club, members only kind of deal.
But he had his underlings there too, which were consisted of a younger female vampire who was infatuated with him named Cassandra.
Yes, and she's actually been around a couple hundred years, but he's really got her under his thumb, as he does with all of his vampires that he has sired, and he really takes control.
He doesn't let them out of the house at all.
Yeah, she's always wanting to go out and hunt, and he won't let her. Like, you know what the fuck you're doing.
We'll bring the victims to you guys,
right?
His underlings, and you guys can drink and do your thing here. But yeah, it's her and the other. What's the name of the other guy? Demetrius.
Dimitri, the homosexual vampire.
Yes. And,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
And he was friends with the other guy who was.
There. So there's.
What was his
there
name?
are people.
Emmanuel.
No, it was.
Lebanese.
It doesn't matter what his name was.
Yeah.
But there
he's
are
the inconsequential
people that know vampires exist that have dealings with Ash.
That's who he is. Yeah.
Or actually, well, like the person that you're talking about, he gave. I think he's already a vampire.
Yeah, he is.
He gave him, for instance, this happens towards the beginning of the film, and you start. This is kind of establishing his character, where the deal is, if I turned to this guy and gave him immortality,
right.
Half of your money, because I guess he's a wealthy guy, half of all your wealth goes to me. And he finds out that he's been holding a little bit aside for his children.
Would you even do that?
And, he's like, I'll rip your children apart. You give me my money, bitch. Where my money, man? Where my money?
How can you tell a vampire?
I can't remember the guy's name.
If I pass away, I'll give you all my money. I mean, that's the dumbest thing in the world.
Or I think he's already, because he was given the gift, he has to give, but he still wanted to kind of provide for his children. Like maybe his children think he's dead, but he was, or something. Right. I don't know. But he wanted to keep this money somewhere for his kids. No. And even when he does supposedly make things right, Ash is still not happy. He ends up killing them all. So.
Well, there was something shady going on.
He betrayed me.
Yeah,
I think even when he's trying to fix it, they're still doing something shady.
That was a cool scene too, where he cuts off his head, and he's still alive, and he's
the head's still talking.
Yeah, he's and he puts him in the fireplace or the fire thing, and just burns him.
Hot stuff.
This crazy shit.
It's crazy.
but yeah, that's
Lord, I'm going crazy.
What the hell?
Yeah, that cook from the Three Stooges movies. He's in the kitchen, and he's always slipping on blood and shit. This house sure going crazy.
Oh, that's good stuff.
This place show is crazy.
It's a shame nobody can get in our heads, man.
It's a weird place.
What we're talking about, man. But anyways, yeah, Three Stooges and that Cook.
It'd have been so much of a better movie if that.
When he puts that raincoat on and comes in and he's slipping. But anyways, well,
Plumbing we will go. You got to watch.
okay, so there's those characters in that house and stuff, and so Sophia is playing at a concert, and Ash is kind of like stalking her.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, on the way home,
yeah, and
creeping on a come up.
yeah. I mean, anybody be like, "What the hell are you doing?" But
And Zachary's
Zachary,
watching
yeah, and kind
because
of
he's after Ash. That's
kind
why
of-
he came there.
Yeah.
He came there to get Ash, and
He got Ash. Oh.
he's gonna get some Ash. And he knows, Ash is known amongst the vampire community.
He knows when you've been.
He knows,
sleeping.
music. He knows
You know.
pretty girls. That's going to draw him out.
Knows when he's
So-
been awake too. But yeah,
So Zachary kind of
I think he knows when people's been good
cock
or
blocks
bad.
him, so to speak.
Yeah.
Vamp blocks him. So Ash can't
So
get
be
her.
good,
He starts,
you know.
he walks her because Ash gives her a rose
Oh,
and
for goodness sake!
the card to his club.
What? Oh,
And
Yeah.
but then like you were saying, he's following her home. I mean, evidently she's just walking down some dark Bucharest street. That's got to be safe.
Oh.
It's like a third world country over there, isn't it?
I can handle myself. I lived in the streets
I
of New
lived
York.
in New York. I can. Yeah, well,
This ain't New
you tell
York,
me.
baby.
And so Zachary, cock blocks Ash, walks her home. You notice these guys all walk around. They're pale as death. You can blatantly see fangs. No one
Right.
says anything. Yeah, whatever. I mean, if you saw some guy looking like Zachary walking around,
All they need to do,
you're like,
well, all they need to do is look in the eyes, and they convince you otherwise.
I don't know. I'd be telling him he needs to get his ass to an orthodontist.
Why? They, other than the fangs, the teeth looked in
They
good
probably
shape.
come up to you and start saying they want to suck your blood and stuff. What would you say?
Depends who it was.
I don't know. What if Zachary came up to you and said he wanted to suck your blood?
If Sophia did, that's different.
Oh, I don't care. I'd tell her to suck her ass on out of here.
Oh man,
But Zachary, no, you'd shoo her away. You'd shoo him away. I'd be like, you some kind of freak, boy.
what the hell I want him sucking my blood for?
I don't know. What if he could make you immortal?
Well, I mean, okay. I mean,
Then you got to suck on blood
Guess
every
what
day. Disgusting.
but you get to live forever.
And why do they all do it
And
so
fly.
messily?
No,
They always get it all over their face.
it's because it's a horror movie, so they got to show the
Can't
blood
you
and
do
stuff.
it neatly?
A true vampire would be spotless,
That's
very,
right.
very
Not a
clean,
drops
very
of-
clean.
Yeah, clean. That's what I like.
That's
I'd be like the
that's
Jerry
what I've been-
Seinfeld.
That's
vampire.
what I've been,
very clean.
That's what I've been taught. You make sure that nothing's left behind. So Sophia
Yes.
is
She's a little smitten with Zachary. Thinks he's not bad.
Is
all,
she?
all fangy and everything?
Yeah, I mean Zachary. He kind of when they first meet, Sophia and Zachary, when they're kind of confronting each other and stuff the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what she's seen him in him because basically he had that face and he was like warning her the whole time, like she's when she's trying to talk nice to him and he's going, "You gotta leave.
Yeah.
Don't just
Lock
lock
your
it."
windows and doors. Don't walk alone at night.
Yeah, would you think the guy has any interest in you if he's talking to you that way?
I don't know. Well, she was scared of the other guy, and then the next day when she's leaving, a car pulls up and it's his.
There's some nice breasts in this movie.
A few. Actually, you see some in the first 4 minutes. So I mean, that's full moon though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, full moon, man. They give you full moons
They
and full
don't.
breasts.
They don't waste no time, man.
Full moons and full breasts.
All right. Opening credits.
How do you
tits.
like your breasts? Teriyaki, sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour.
Oh, okay.
Sweet and sour.
So, pop up the flap
And
jacks,
that's when she gets offered.
Oh.
What's her nuts? Iris, whatever her name
Iris,
is.
yeah.
The one the non-vampire that works for Ash. She says
her establishment.
he would. Yeah. Supposedly it's in her name,
She's the caretaker.
and she says that Ash would like her to perform a private concert for
Yes.
$1,000.
Ooh, and her eyes perk up.
Oh yeah. Forgets all about the creeping on a come up that he was
Yeah,
doing.
that's
She
all
said
right.
that he was, merely making sure she got home okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But, the thought of, a G kind of turns her opinion around a little bit. And
Yeah,
decides
one
she's
J
gonna do
kind
it.
of changed her mind.
One G.
She's like, yo, man, you gonna give me one what?
And
1 grand?
I don't know where's a good time to mention it
Right here.
in this movie, but this movie does something different that other vampire movies doesn't do. And I told you about it ages ago.
Oh.
Is when they bed down for the day.
Oh, I like when they bed down. Yeah?
The vampire kind of disintegrates, corpseifies,
Yes.
which is actually
They
I don't think
crumble
I've-
into...
not
Yeah,
dust,
a
but
corpse.
like a desiccated corpse.
Yeah.
And then when sunset arrives, they kind of reform
Yeah.
into their more
As soon as
human
the
form.
sun goes down, they go...
And I've never heard of that in any kind of vampire lore or anything like that, or I've read it
I'm
in any
trying to
story.
think, yeah.
So, and I've never seen it in any other film that I know of.
I'm thinking somehow I have, but I can't remember if I
So
have
I don't know
or
if that's
not.
a completely bona fide original idea.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
When you were going to explain that, you picked up a pencil.
Oh, I don't know
And I
why.
was wondering, were you going to use the pencil to kind of...
No, I thought I might do the rubber pencil trick.
Okay, so it had nothing to do with
Well, I was-
explaining the whole...
No,
vampire
I
thing.
might state.
Oh! Well, maybe that's what you were thinking.
I don't know.
Ah,
No, I don't know.
Quite
Just on a whim, I
interesting.
picked it up. But that part of the film, I think, is very unique and interesting.
Yeah, that did it for you, huh? Did you enjoy
But
that?
I think that, am I wrong? Is the Ash character the only one that does it, or do the others do it too?
I'm trying to think if they showed anybody else do that. Because I know I've seen Ash, but...
And Ash is, I guess he's a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Than some of the other vampires. I mean, they show them all doing that Radu kind
It's
of
quite
flying
possible.
shadow
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it's
they
quite
all
possible.
do that. Although the way they did it in Subspecies was a little bit more cool, I think. Here it just looks like a plain old shadow, whereas before in so you got the long stretching shadow of Radu. I seem to remember.
I'm trying to think if it's any... Yeah, maybe it was a little different, yeah.
a little bit more artistic, maybe.
Maybe the lighting wasn't exactly
But
the
if
same.
he is a little bit more
Maybe
powerful,
the guy who was doing that and worked on set with that,
Maybe.
the lighting guy, just died.
yeah, maybe
and he
Yvonne
wasn't around no more,
available that day or something
you know?
like that.
And the guy goes, I can't get it the same
I
way,
can't give
Ted
it the
Niccolo.
same way.
And Ted said, it's okay.
That's right.
It's okay. It looks good. You got shadow there. No? That's all we need.
So if he is a little bit more powerful, maybe it's just because we do find that Radu was the one who created him.
Right.
Ash is Radu's fledgling.
Yes. And there's a point when Ash walks out of the door and he says something, but he says it exactly like Radu. And then stops and starts talking in his normal voice.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he did that on purpose, just to show that he sounds just like Radu.
Yeah, in Subspecies 4, Ash doesn't
Quite
seem...
interesting.
Ash seems like a kind of like a weenie. Comes off as kind of weak in Subspecies 4. You know, that's why
Oh,
in
yeah.
this film
Wimp.
he's a little...
Total geek.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, sometimes you want potato pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you want flour. So
Sometimes you get
Ash just...
mashed potatoes when French fries is what you really
Yeah, I mean,
want.
Ash just... He wanted potatoes.
So what happens after this? She goes to that concert. She goes to play that concert. He ain't going to let her go.
No. I like how she sits down at the piano, Sophia. Sweet wine. And
She's
sits down and
pretty.
starts
She
playing.
ain't that.
Ted, I ain't even talking to you. I'm talking to them out there because you've got some strange, weird affliction with your taste. Anyways, although, you married, good. But,
Married against type.
but okay, shut up. So where was I going with this?
She was playing the piano.
Yes, I like when she sat down at the piano
You like that part.
and she started to play because Iris goes, play, start. And she starts and she plays. And
there's nobody there.
Nobody's there. But as soon as she starts playing and she ends it, she took quickly the camera pans and it's clapping like this, like the assortum of vampires
Yes.
and his underlings.
Theater of Vampires.
Oh, reminded me of that too from the Vampire Lestat, the Theater of the Vampires.
Or Interview with the Vampire, I'm sorry. That's where the Theater of Vampires Vampires was.
Right. But the little theater that Lestat opened up to put on what he wanted to for real people who were not vampires, because he went against the grain.
The grain. So, I think he's got his. Well, he's gonna start sucking on some of her
We
blood.
leave the little gaps in.
That's right.
We don't take them out.
You guys have to watch those two.
Silence.
That's the best stuff.
So anyways, yeah. I mean, so Sophia is basically, he starts. He takes her.
Yeah, he starts sucking on
He
the blood.
sucks the blood.
Why do they do
He
it like
wants to
over
turn her.
days? Why can't they just do it all at once?
Yeah, I don't know, because I would say if he drunk the blood all the way out to the point of she's got to make a decision. You live or you die. Eternal life
What she
or
want? He
death.
want to toy with her like a cat with a June bug for a little bit?
Is her decision going to be any different now or a week from now?
I don't know.
After she's been tortured for a week, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
So yeah, they should have just immediately,
Would have saved some time. Is there any other subplots going on in this? I don't think so.
No, I mean it's a basic storyline. I mean,
Zachary tries to get in the place. He gets kicked out at first, but then Ash goes to see I shouldn't go to see. He visits a seer.
Yeah.
And she, tells him that this has been predicted. This is going to happen.
This is the way.
But that he's going to win. That Ash is going to win.
Yeah.
Well, she was completely wrong.
Yeah, she was a genuine psychic.
Yeah. It'd have been great if it was the mummy from Subspecies 2 and 3.
Right, yeah.
That would have been a good mummy.
I did enjoy that. The mummy.
She was fantastic.
Yeah, she was pretty powerful herself. But, but basically Zachary wants to come to the place and gets invited by Ash to come and enjoy an evening.
Yeah, he said, I'll give you a consort. I'll give you shelter from the sun. And I'll even let you see Sophia.
Yeah.
But you just, you call off your dogs. And he's stupid and he does it. It doesn't take much to sway Zachary from his sworn mission.
Well, I mean, he wanted to get in there quickly.
I guess that's his leg in the door, maybe.
Yeah, because they shunned him, before that. And he's not going to take on the whole place, But,
if it was Angel, he would.
Right?
Angel would have taken them all on.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah. And won.
Probably.
But, in the end, Zachary pretty much, he takes that sword. What is the sword again?
The Sword of Laertes.
Yeah, and misses Ash as he's taking the blood from Sophia and cuts his arm instead, and it just stops right in his arm.
Even before that, doesn't Ash purposely take Sophia to show him Zachary, and he's sucking on some chick's arm, Sophia, no! And then
because Zachary, Ash had all this planned in his head,
and he even
to make Sophia
Iris,
see that Zachary is also a beast.
He gives that Iris instructions. When he's asleep, you get that door open, blast him with some sunlight, and dispose of his remains.
Yeah.
But
Ash isn't a man of
but
his
she
word.
actually,
That's for sure.
Iris ain't a big fan of Ash.
No.
And she actually just sets Zachary free to go do...
Yeah, she kind of helps him out. I mean, while Ash is taking the blood from Sophia and working on turning her.
Yeah, he's getting her to that point where she's about to die. And
Iris is helping out.
Life or death, what do you want? She chooses life, as most people probably would. Life.
Yeah. So,
and he's got that big long crack nail that he, now he opens a vein. She's sucking it all up, and he's got the blood all over his lips.
You are now my fledgling.
You are now my fledgling, my darling, or whatever, something like that. They'll be together forever, sucking blood forever, and blah blah blah.
What?
Sucking blood.
What kind of attitude is that for the film?
I don't know.
This is
always sucking
you're
blood.
vampire shaming all the time.
You got to suck their blood.
What's wrong with that?
They got to suck your blood. It's a big suck fest. Everybody's sucking something.
The mouth is a beautiful thing.
I guess.
Except for those cold winter nights when you need chapstick. You ever get the cuts on the side of your and from just being chapped and it just hurts
I just like to do.
hell?
I like to give myself paper cuts there.
You still doing that? Are you still doing that?
I'm trying to get my mouth wide like the Joker's.
But you gave up for a while. You're back on it, huh? You're back on that slit train?
Yeah, why so serious, son?
You back on that slit train?
Back on the slit train. Back on the slit train.
You can't get on the slit train because, I mean, it's just...
I've always been on
It's
the
all
slit
slippery.
train, buddy.
It's all slippery.
I've all been on
It's a slippery slope, Ted.
It's a slippery slope.
Slit train's a slippery slope.
Oh, God.
And it depends if it's clean or not. You know, you also get yourself a tetanus.
Well, you set them on a fire hydrant for half an hour or so and clean it out. And then maybe.
So yeah, the Vampire Journal.
Yes.
Well, basically, yeah. Let's go back to it again. Zachary pretty much saves Sophia. Well, it doesn't save her.
Well, he hacks into... Because the idea is the only way you can...
How's the story end, Ted?
The only way you can attack a vampire like Ash is when he's in the throes of feasting.
Yes.
And he can't... So that's
when his mind is preoccupied.
Right. So that's when, Zachary, he gets that sword back, with that big dick stick of a handle, and he's going to whack Ash.
Watch your language.
But Ash, turns around, just gets it in the arm. Doesn't even cut his arm off. It just kind of embeds.
You know what a
arm.
language is? A dirty language is it's a dirty word sandwich.
Oh, yeah, I like those.
Go on.
With mustard. And,
You all right there?
so he and Sophia hightail it down to the cellar.
Yeah.
And, Ash is in pursuit, and everybody's, I think even that Cassandra's running after him, too.
Should I call this episode Ash?
Ashley. And where do they end up? They end up in the place where the piano is.
Yeah.
And it looks like Ash and...
This is where Elton John got the title for that song, Piano Man.
Yeah, Piano Man, from this movie. It was 20 years after he started making records.
Yeah.
But,
he was a big fan.
it looks like he and Ash are going to go at it a little bit. Ash somehow got he's still got that sword, I think.
Yeah, he's got the sword.
He's got the sword, because it was in his arm, and Zachary ran off without it. Bad move.
He's got the sword.
So he finds like a microphone stand, and he's going to whoop his ass with that.
Well, it's not him. Ash that starts fighting him. It's Cassandra.
Yeah, then he gives the sword to Cassandra. Like,
it's a spider, even though she was scared of him a few minutes before.
She swings that big sword around a little bit.
Yeah,
and
she swings it like she owns it.
Yeah, and then he ends up,
She got the right stuff, like Tom Cruise. All the right
what do they
moves.
call it? Open Spitzer and kind of spikes her with that microphone stand.
And Ash goes,
yeah, what does he do? He takes off, right?
He takes off, man.
He sees that. And he's like, oh, because he's got Cassandra, not Cassandra,
Sophia.
And, oh, shit, lets her go, runs.
Yeah, he lets Sophia go and runs. Yeah.
And she's vamped now, right? She's going to turn.
Yeah.
There ain't no going back. She's sucked on his blood.
She's getting an empty feeling already. She's
Yep.
hungry. I think she even said it. Is there a Wendy's around?
Is there a Wendy's? I need a Frosty.
I need something to throw up.
And I'll tell you what.
I got bit by the bat.
It's not the case with all full moon movies, but many full moon movies don't have that great of an ending.
Yeah.
And this is kind of one of them. Ash kind of gets backed into a corner where there's sunlight, gets knocked down a staircase, poof, burns up. He's gone. And there's nothing left for our,
What's wrong with that?
Sort of anti-heroes, I guess, Zachary and Sophia. There's nothing left for them to do except
they're
to go hide and wait it out.
This all is happening in the theater because they escaped through the tunnels underneath the ground.
Right.
And it led to them going into that theater
Those are
where
probably
Sophia
real
played her
Bucharest
piano.
Sewers.
Underground, It's the Underground Railroad.
I didn't know it went as far
Harriet
as
Tubman
Bucharest.
took
How'd they get across the ocean? They
many
rowed?
a slave through there.
Oh, they rowed across the ocean.
Yeah.
Yep. You rowed across the ocean.
We got the tipsy boat, right?
And, they have nothing left to do but to wait it out. And she's turning. He's laying there with this sword. And that's kind of where it ends. Leaves it open-ended for a sequel.
What if somebody woke up and, opened the door and caught them laying in there?
Well, it would be an oh shit day for them.
Yeah, okay.
So,
but yeah, I'd love to see a Vampire Journals too.
Never happened. Obviously, subspecies.
Charles Band moved on to what's that Bong movie? Evil Bong.
There's been about 19 of
Slime
those.
Ball Bolorama. He said, you know what? We're going to go a little different direction here.
We're gonna switch. We're gonna put the brakes on that.
We're
This is a
start
go.
up this. Yeah. Let's appeal to the new younger generation.
We got to get back to kids getting high, getting to the back seat.
Yeah.
People got to rent these tapes.
Digital download there. See? Yeah.
So yeah, we never. It's got an ending, but it did leave it open if there was to be further adventures. But now, 38 years have gone by, and no one's going to do those movies now.
No.
So
he's doing He's doing Red.
I guess so.
So
About damn time.
yeah, it took him forever, but Charles Band said, "Let's greenlight it."
Let's
I
wait.
think he was drunk one night and he signed the papers.
He was just waiting for us to really want it.
He was drunk and he signed the papers.
Waiting for half the population to die. And,
He said, "Puppet Master, sure, Blade.
Wow.
Let's do a
They
Blade."
could keep churning those out forever.
Guy came up and said, "Head of the family. Let's do Bride at the head of the family." He said, "Let's do it."
You know what the sad thing is? They've had a statue of that Bride of the Head of the Family 20 years. For 20 years, you've been able to buy a little statue of that on their website.
Yeah.
There ain't been no damn movie. So,
Oh man.
but yeah, it's kind of where the movie. I shouldn't say it's kind of where it ends. That's where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a bad movie. It's not a 5-star vampire movie. But if you like that gothic kind of stuff, if you like
what would you give it out of 5?
3.5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah, I'm there. 3.5. As
I-
much as I love this and I love the gothic tale, that it encompasses.
Ash was pretty good. I think some of the other
About
actors
3.5,
could have been
yeah.
a little stronger.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Especially the Zachary character. Someone just a little, I don't know, a little stronger.
I liked Zachary
He seemed like
more
he was
than I liked
wavered,
Ash.
wavered a little bit. He just fell under. He just took to Ash's
Spit it out, Ted.
idea. Here, I'll give you this, this, and this, and you give me the sword and call off your dogs. And it just seems like he did that way too easily.
Okay,
I mean,
I hear you.
maybe that should have went another way, but it is what it is, and it worked out.
Yeah.
So, but if you like the goth, you like the emo, you like the Anne Rice, the Barnabas Collins type of vampire, not a vampire with a soul necessarily, but a vampire with a conscience. This would be the movie for you. And there's very little in it that I think they wouldn't like. So,
If you like vampires, blood, and sucking,
yep.
this is good for you.
That's why he liked it so much. He gives it 5 stars. 5 stars for sucking.
I give it a 3.5. Also, but
I think that's a
my
fair
letterbox. That's my letterbox score.
And that's full moon movies are rated differently than other
I
movies.
even think
so
Ted knows what a letterbox is.
it's where you put the mail in. That's what they used to call widescreen tapes when I used to buy.
There's another social.
I've heard of it.
Oh, you have? Oh, okay.
But I don't partake.
I thought.
What am I going?
Yeah.
What am I going to go on social media for? What? Oh, I like that too. What?
Don't you want to put your score for movies you watch on Letterboxd?
Why?
So people can look at it and go, "Wow, you give it a
Who
3.5."
in their right mind would go on a website to see what other people think of a movie?
Isn't that what we do?
I do it because you asked me to come over. And
IMDb.
I don't give one.
It's 6.5. Oh, I don't know.
I mean, if we're
gonna-
just waxing poetic right now, I don't give one rat turd.
So if we see a movie and it's got a 3 score and
Uh-huh.
all the reviews and stuff are saying it's crap, should we watch it still?
Depends.
Okay.
See, I know.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I've seen some
I
three.
am at
three
the age
movies.
now in my life where I can see a little bit of a movie, a trailer or a couple of previews here and there online, and I can pretty much tell if it's something I'm going to like. Once in a great while, I might be wrong. But for the most part, I know what I like.
Call him Mr. Know-It-All.
I'm not Mr. Know-It-all. I just know what I like.
Yeah.
I know what kind of stuff I dig.
You do.
And piece of your table just
That's
fell
all right.
out.
Keep going. That's all right.
And hope it doesn't collapse. So
Just for aesthetics.
and I don't watch other people's reviews of movies. I don't need their validation to to say if I liked it or
Well,
not.
good for you.
I mean, You know, I might have.
What would you call that? Standing your ground?
No, just if
saying
I
your
like it, I
piece?
like it. I mean, you know,
Hail Marys?
Well, you know,
What?
I can't expect everybody to think, you know, like Mad Max Fury Road is the greatest thing in the world. But you know, when I saw it, I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. You know, or you know, I mean,
damn near.
am I going to read somebody's review of the old King Kong and you know,
I don't know,
you
are
think
you?
they're going to sway me from thinking it's the greatest movie ever made?
Sway you.
You know, I'm not going to sway.
What are you, a
me.
baby again?
I don't read
Sway
other
you
people's. I don't go.
Do you
based
still
on
put the
that.
diapers on?
On the baby?
No, you're. Oh, forget it.
Myself?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're good to have, like, if you're going to a concert or something, you don't want to have to go to the bathroom.
So
But you could also get a Texas catheter for that, too. That's a condom catheter for people who don't know. It's a little condom you put on your pecker. They don't have these for women.
Yeah.
And you can hook a catheter tube to it. And
Interesting.
you can have a leg bag right here.
sounds good.
And you can go to a nice concert or festival, and you can just piss and piss and piss, and you ain't got to worry until that leg bag starts getting heavy, because you know then the straps on your leg it'll start weighing down.
Ted's a sick individual.
Yep.
His favorite movie is Human Centipede. So there's Vampire Journals. There's another shoe in the book. Another movie review
That was a good
by
choice.
us dimwits.
That
And,
was a good choice.
yeah, no.
I hadn't seen that in a while, so.
I'm glad I seen it, and you know,
And it's free
Catch
on
up on
Tubi
these.
if you want to watch it.
it's free on YouTube too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. If you download the Tubi app, they've got actually tons of Full Moon movies. Subspecies, Puppet Master, tons actually. Quite a few.
Yeah, they got
That are free to watch.
A lot.
With some brief commercial breaks if you can tolerate that.
Brief.
Very brief, like less than a minute usually.
That's not bad. It's
Yeah.
when it's like 3 minutes that drives me nuts.
No. Most I watched it on Tubi, and most of the time it was like a 30-second commercial. I think once it was like 2 commercials, but it was only like a minute total. So it gets you back to the movie really quick. So
Okay.
I don't mind that so much. I mean, hell, the kind of commercials I was used to watching growing up as a kid, people got no right to complain. So
No kidding. Yeah. But anyways, there you go, you guys. Appreciate you guys watching. If you made it to this point, and
no way.
and yeah,
I think this went on longer than the movie.
and until next time, you guys. Peace out.